One of the big things that everybody has to watch out for with the one-to-one consent, you have to have the proper one-to-one consent language on your website for that lead to be valid. Any leads that you generated prior to, if you did not have the right consent language on your website, they're dead. You can't call them anymore. Video number 2 this morning. I haven't done a video in months, and then now I'm gonna start putting content out there back to you guys. Hey guys, TCPA, FCC, one-to-one consent, January 27th. What is it? What does it mean? I am not an attorney. I am going to give you the cliff notes that I am aware of. I went to the DNC.com summit. They had it in Tampa a few weeks ago. It was a very good summit. DNC.com, thank you guys. Very informative. I don't go to a lot of them anymore, but that one was in my backyard. It's something that everybody needs to pay attention to. There are going to be some ambulance chasing litigators that are out there. Now, what do I think about it? I love the idea of the one-to-one consent. Now, all the other stuff that comes along with it and not being able to talk about other products and stuff like that, the one-to-one consent is a game changer. Now, mind you guys, this affects, 1-800-ASK-GARY, right? Angie's List. Like, this affects all industries, not just insurance. Now, from a high level, what that ultimately is, and again, I'm going to talk on the one-to-one consent more than anything else because there's a lot of other pieces of this new FCC law that you need to pay attention to. First and foremost, is it officially going to go into place January 27th? No. I heard it was going to be late last week. Figured it was going to be yesterday. Unless it came out, I just haven't seen it up to this point. We should know any day if they're going to put a put on it. What's going to happen? There's a lot of, if you go look at TCPA World, Eric Trauman, you go look at Aaron Weiss, you look at some other people that have put it out there. There's still a very good chance that it goes into effect January 27th, and there's some skeptics out there that say that it's not going to. So I can't tell you if it is or it isn't. Just you're going to have to pay attention to the news. But what I can tell you is, what is the one-to-one consent? And what do I know about it? Again, you need to reach out to a TCPA attorney to make sure that you're doing things the right way. But what I will tell you is exactly this. There is going to be a lot of ambulance chasing attorneys, litigators that are going to go out there and that are going to be making sure that people are doing what they're supposed to be doing. Why does that matter? Think of class actions, right? For every single call, go look at Citibank. Go look at the lawsuit with Citibank. Go look at, there's multiple TCPA. We're talking hundreds of millions of dollars. Whether it be a $100,000 lawsuit or it be a $10 million lawsuit, what would that do for your business? You got to take this seriously. Is it going to put some of the credit call centers out of business? We all hope so. And if you're one of those credit call centers, hopefully you got a game plan to be a good call center and do the right thing moving forward, because I want you out of the business as well. But anyways, all right, so one-to-one consent. What does that mean? If you're doing digital advertising, you're doing lead gen forms, that type of stuff, you need to have one-to-one consent, meaning it's explicit. I forget the exact, language that's there, but it literally has to say that Elite Insurance Partners, LLC, is going to be the one that's contacting you. And that's what most people have now. And then it has, and any of its affiliates or any of its partners, and then it's got 200 people listed there. That 200 people list, you can't do that anymore. It's got to specifically say you're going to be getting calls from Elite Insurance Partners or whatever your agency name is. The bigger thing is there's no such thing as a shared lead anymore at this point. You can't say, hey, Elite Insurance Partners, and then, at 31 days, Elite Insurance Partners doesn't get a hold of you, so I'm going to go turn around and sell that to 5 different groups for $20 a piece, right? And recoup my advertising costs, and that's what it is. Nope, that goes away. All right. So once that is sold to Elite Insurance Partners, it can never be resold again. Now, products. You can't go out and say, like there's a lot of you guys, oh yeah, I've got a consent to call, right? Permission to call. What is it? Permission to call, PTC, or I don't know what it's actually called. But anyway, permission to call. And all of a sudden, hey, they were looking for a free iPad. And by the way, you're going to get a call for Medicare and homeowners insurance and that, and auto and this and that and everything else. No, it literally has to say the exact product, right? And only one person can actually call on it. That's the one-to-one consent. That is the big deal of this, in my opinion. There's a couple other cool little things that are in there. One of the big things that everybody has to watch out for with the one-to-one consent, if or when this goes into play, January 27th or weeks after, any leads that you generated prior to, if you did not have the right consent language on your website, they're dead. You can't call them anymore. You have to have the proper one-to-one consent language on your website for that lead to be valid. So don't just think because the law went into effect, the rule goes into effect January 27th, that all of a sudden, no, you're fine with any leads that were generated prior to. The way that I understand it is that is not accurate. You have to essentially get rid of those leads. Once you get rid of those leads, that's it. They're gone. You can't use them moving forward. Now, another big thing that I picked up on, for us, it's not a big deal because we only call leads for 48 hours anyways. We don't hound leads, You inquire 40 workable hour leads, we call it. So if it comes on a Friday night at 10 p.m., right, we don't start the clock until Monday morning, call it, right? And we'll call them for 40, what we call business hours, workable hours. And that's the way that we do it. So for us, not a big deal. Yeah, we're going to lose a few thousand leads. Yeah, we are. But, it just kind of is what it is. Now, mind you, we're going to be getting that consent language on sooner than later. So when that rule does come into effect, we're not going to have to discard of any of those. A couple other small things now. That lead, the way that I understand it, unless they say do not contact, right, or they take me off your list or anything else along those lines, that lead is essentially callable forever. You own the permission to contact on that lead. You can call that lead forever via automated system, and as long as you've got true permission to contact. I mean, that's the one-to-one consent. That's the biggest thing to me. I think it's going to clean up this industry significantly. And why do I say that? How are most of these groups out there that are doing the dual eligibles and stuff like that are, writing maybe 50, 100,000 apps a year, 200,000 apps a year, whatever these groups are doing, they're not getting true permission to contact and then being one-to-one. They're using the overseas centers that are not getting true. Maybe it's an old data lead that gave permission to contact, a year, 2 years, 10 years ago. Then they considered that a true, accurate, permission to contact. That's not the case. It's not accurate. It's not in my opinion, it's not the right way of doing business. But it just is what it is. So I think it's going to clean up the industry in itself altogether. I think some of the bad actors are going to end up having to get out. And again, where are you going to move to? You can't do this in life insurance. You can't do this in ACA. I think it's going to take probably a handful of large lawsuits in each one of the industries, right? I think it's going to take a couple big names for people to wake up and say, hey, I don't want to get hit with a class action. And then all of a sudden, get a million, $100,000, $1 million lawsuit that hits me. And I think people will ultimately wake up. I don't think it'll clear up all the bad actors day one. I hope, carriers, if you watch this, I hope you guys are paying attention to this. I hope you are requiring these agencies to send you guys proof of the actual leads that they're getting and generating and stuff like that, because it should clean everything up. But hey, listen, if you have any questions on this stuff, this is what we're here for. We'd love to work with you. This is the time to change. If you're looking for a new FMO that's actually going to give you support, that's going to give you transparency, that's going to help you out. What do you need help with? HR, compliance, marketing, technology, sales. right? We've got a very large sales team. We've got a very large team in general. You need a company to come work with that is going to do all that for you. It's going to be 100% transparent. We'll tell you exactly what we're getting, right? At the end of the day, you'll get what you deserve and we'll help you grow. And then once you grow into that new contract, we'll give you that next level. You don't have to beg for it. We give it to you. We automatically see that you deserve the next level up. We'll automatically, as long as we have the insight on it, we'll automatically give it to you. Well, congratulations, send you a bottle of champagne and say, hey, you deserve this. Go ahead and take it. Love to work with you. Reach out to us on the elitebrokerage.com. Send us an email at brokerage@teameip.com. Any of our social media handles as well. Reach out, send us an inbox message, and then what we'll do is we'll get on a call with you, kind of go through everything. You ask any questions you got. Let's make 2025 a big year for both of us. Thank you.